Okay, just checking, checking.
Checking. Checking.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the 27 Turns of Mayhem. This is round 2 in EU2 Contest of Speed Action. We are here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I am Deathstorm, your commentator for this season, for this tier. As I said before, chaos and bedlam and mayhem will ensue at some point tonight, just like it has all weekend, or all week. I, in AM2, had to go through, I think it was like 2 or 3 safety cars myself, so, yeah. This track was one of the most recent ones, and was actually created by Karsten Tilke, son of track-making supreme Herman, which we all know very well. And tonight we have 19 drivers on a track that is the second longest in the Formula One calendar, only behind Spa, which we will see Spa, I believe it is the finale here in COS this season, which is a very weird finale nonetheless, but it's a good track, so honestly it's alright. That's coming from me, who's always struggled at Spa, so whatever. But before we get into too much action here, let me get into some stuff. We have penalty reports from last week. We had 5 of them to be exact. To be honest, as we are on board with, I believe it's gonna be. Where's the first car out? I want to try to find the first car out, which looks like it's a Haas. Okay, so yeah, it's Amy Jr. All right, so we had 5 incidents, I do believe. Yes, 5 incidents from last week. The first one was from Jay Prentice and Almanac. Almanac ended up causing a collision with Mr. Prentice and was awarded 10 seconds plus 2 penalty points. I'll go back to incident 2 in a moment because it was a pretty pivotal one. Incident 3 was between Amy and J Ray. No further action with them on track, but Amy did get a 3-second time penalty for no POV. That is his first of the season. Who is on an outlap now? Actually, we'll just go on board with Jelt here. We'll just stay with the Red Bull of Jelt. Incident 4 was between Strelka and Rosa Sky. Strelka was deemed at fault for that incident, and he was awarded a 5+1. Incident 5 was between Amy Jr. and Jack Hockey. That one, however, was, as we already have a disqualification from the pit lane, Nasula. Amy Jr. had a 3 seconds plus 1, along with another 3 seconds for POV. 2 warnings were requested to be removed by Ricky. One of them was granted. The penalty that he had, the 3 seconds, still stood. And the warning removal for J Ray that he wanted off track was ending up being denied. So his result stood as is. Now to go back to incident 2. The original report between Cornish Mantis and Amy Jr. was deemed no further action, and that was for an incident in turn 3. However, it was appealed by the appeal stewards, and it was shown that Amy Jr. was completely at fault for it, so he ended up getting a 5+1 for shoving a driver off the track, along with a 3 seconds plus 1 as Jack Hockey goes pole with a 27.4 for no POV. However, Jack Hockey also got dinged with a no POV violation, which knocked him from his original finishing position of winning last week's race to P3. So from last week, post or pre-penalties, it was Jack Hockey, Piney Tennis, and Hilly on the podium. After penalties, Piney gets the win, Hilly P2, Jack Hockey P3. Little bit of a bad beat there, unfortunately, for Jack Hockey. So with that being said, Piney Tennis has 25 points, or had 25 points. Hilly had the 18. The standings for the top 10, Hilly is on top with 18, Jack Hockey 25, J Ray 12, Janka with 10, Matty Robo with 8, Cornish Mantis with 6, Strelko with 2, Konzo, Jasper, and the rest of the gang, Konzo, Jasper, Cornish Cook, Jay Prentice, Rosa, Jelt, Almanac. I'm not going to go through the entire list. They all have yet to score because we had reserves coming into play. And the constructors penalty table, or points table, is reading like this. Williams is on top with 25, Haas 18, AlphaTauri 18, Alfa Romeo 15, Red Bull on 10, Mercedes with 9, and Alpine with 6, with Aston Martin, Ferrari, and McLaren left to score. With that being said, now we could turn our attention to qualifying. Whatever, Cam. Whatever. I just looked at the chat. Whatever. Incident reports tonight. Oh, it better not be 8.5. It's been pretty pedestrian so far as I know. So let's see if I could actually... We'll actually go on board here with last week's winner, Piney Tennis, around the Jeddah Cornish circuit. Tennis. Piney Tennis. Whatever, Cam. Going through this first sector, it's very, very technical here. If you don't have the right setup for this, I mean, you have to have the straight line setup through for sector 3, but here you have to have enough to get through sector 1. Going through where Mick Schumacher crashed his car a season ago. At the end of sector 1, his time is going to be a 32.0. Personal best for him, given that he has set a lap yet. The bull, as Cam likes to say, he just goes through. Very difficult right-left chicane coming up, leading up to the first DRS zone of the lap, technically. And then it's going to be met at the end of sector 2, which will also be another purple sector for him. Followed by 2 more DRS zones straight back to back with this curved last couple of corners going through 26. And then the sharp hairpin of 27 to end the lap. We'll see where Mr. Tennis is at the end of it here. As Ecos Charlie goes P2 or P3. Couple drivers there. Let's see where Piney ends up. He puts it on pole with a 26.9. Just about over a half a second better than Jack Hockey sitting in P2. So Tennis leaving where he left off, as his teammate for the night, ZN, puts it up in the P4 in the McLaren. So decent drive by those two. Because Charlie was already on a lap. Jay Prentice should be coming in. He might... Oh, he is 9/10 of a second faster on the harder compound tire. Oh, Cam, you're a child. Cam is a child. I have thoroughly convinced myself of this. Let's see what Jay Prentice does set after all. Very, very strange that he leave that on the hard compound tire. Unless he's planning on going soft with a 30.675. It's better, but he's still in the basement of all the gentlemen that have run so far. Amy Jr., I don't know if he backed out of the lap or got invalidated, but he might be trying again? Potentially? Question mark? We'll revisit him in a moment. Right now I'm on board. I will stay with Hilly here. Our other podium gentleman from last week. No, your Ferraris don't need to step up. And after last night, the Red Bulls are in perfect position. As Hilly is diving into the pits, so he was definitely not happy with that lap. Amy Jr. did invalidate, however, later on, so Matty Robo's here. I don't know what. Ali Star 711 in the Mercedes. I believe he is a reserve tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I am. Yeah, one of my Red Bulls did eat that into the barrier last night, but the other Red Bull just survived, baby. That's all he wanted to do last night in AM2 was just survive as Ali goes off the track, invalidates his lap, so there goes that lap. For him, let's see who else is on a lap. LOI Kono, maybe? Yeah, he's going to go on a lap here now in the Williams. Where have we heard that one before, Cam? See, ooh, very difficult there. If you mount the curb at the end, at the middle of that, as wow, Connell goes completely off track. Same spot as Ali did, so that invalidates his lap. So there goes that one for him. Jenga Boy, let's see how Heath is faring here. He's hitting the DRS straight now. Through sector 2, where is he at? He's a little over a quarter second faster on his personal best so far as he hits the second to last straight and then into the hairpin for the resident Red Bull of Jenga Boy. Keeping it out of the barrier. Almost Max Verstappen's it out of the last corner. Hits the DRS straight, and we'll see what Jenga Boy has. He is a 27.7, puts him up in the P7. I believe that's where he was, actually. So he improved, but not by position on track. Currently, your top 3, Piney Tinas, Jack Hockey, and Jelt. Speaking of Jelt, let's see what his first sector split time will be, because it looks like... Oh, no, he can't be on a hot lap of 48% battery. He does keep it on the track, though, so let's see. Yeah, he's 6 seconds up, so yeah, that's going to be him coming in and then setting out to do the last lap as... Oh, ZN clunked the barrier there. He was very fortunate not to lose his wing. As Almanac retired, I believe that is in the pit lane. Cornish Cuck coming through the last corner now. He's going to set this lap and see what he's got. He goes up in the P8 with a 27.8. Almost a second faster than his previous best. So that's a good lap from Cornish there as far as improvement on his previous time was. As he almost ran into the Alpine coming out of the pits there. See what Ekash Charlie has through the second sector here. Oh, and then the final sector. See if he's got something to go off of the 27.5. If he improves over a tenth, he jump him from 5th to at least 2nd. So we'll see what he does here. And he cuts Charlie 27-3, jumps him up into second place. He's still 4/10 behind Mr. Tinas there in the lead in the McLaren. But that's a good lap for Mikosh Charlie here. Jenga Boy, Cornish Cook is probably in the pits. Konzo just coming off a personal sector 2. Let's see what Mr. Konzo here has for the boys up in the front end of the pack here. Last year, I believe Konzo was in EU1, so he was one of the faster boys, and he backs out of it. He had a personal best. I don't think he was happy with that, but he had a personal best sector too, which was strange. I don't know what his previous part of it was. Yes, Stumpy, he does. As Amy Jr. with a 26.90. 300's better than Mr. Tinas. Puts it on provisional pole as we are just over 3 minutes and change left here. See what Hilly has. I know Hilly has the pace to be up toward the front. Let's see what his first time is going to be. Seems happy. Puts it up at P5 with a 27.45. Just in front of Jelt by 100th of a second. Yeah, 100th of a second. Wow, terrible Deathstorm. Terrible person. Matty Robo is on track. I thought he was not going to be here tonight due to something else. I guess it must have changed and I missed it in the Discord chat. Glad to have Matty here. The last time I was with this group on a street circuit, and I'm going to call it out every time because it was just an absolute pick. The current position he's shown, P17, I called him getting onto the podium. It was Singapore last season. I'll never forget it. It was the best call of my life. He ended up getting second. Woot woot. Hilly's coming in. J-Ray. He's going to be gearing up for one final run, it looks like. See what he's got. Throwing a DRS at it, or trying to reserve his ERS as best as he can. He should be okay at 80, so we'll see what the AlphaTauri does in a moment. Ugarel, who's reserving from EU3 tonight. He invalidated, so he can't go anywhere from his 15th, so he's going to set off on his final lap of the evening here in quali. J-Ray is almost parking it on the apex there, but he's just going to now go. He has a Haas behind him. I believe that's of Hilly, so he's of no danger here. As Hilly's going to try for another lap. He's going to set out. We're going to have J-Ray and Hilly both out on a lap. As J-Ray almost tank slaps it out of 2. Does a good job to keep it off the barriers here. Let's see if that's going to kill any momentum through the sector here. Very tough section of the track, as I've already alluded to. Down the first straight. Matty Robo is retired. He's in P17 at best. As J-Ray puts a personal sector in. Sector 1 there. We'll stay on board with the AlphaTauri as he's going through Sector 2. He does have a car in front of him that's going to be a potential issue in the Alpine. He's going to need to move out of the way. And he does just that. He's also got a Haas behind him too, so you might want to be careful of that. J-Ray in Sector 2. What's his time going to be? It is going to be 3/10. He lost 3/10. Oh my god, he lost all of that time. Whoa. Completely lost all of that time. Hilly, on the other hand, let's see what he's got. He is marginally down on his time too, so that Alpine might have gotten in the way of 2 people. As quali is now over. Amy Jr. right now is on provisional pole. Let's see what Mr. Tinas is going to do here through Sector 1. As Hilly doesn't improve. Urel is in the pit, so he's not going to improve. As Piney Tinas here is up on his time. Even if it's at 3/10 of a second, he's up. His Jelt puts it on pole provisionally with a 26.7. Connell puts it up into P5, knocking Hockey all the way down to 6. So we're gonna come back on board here with Mr. Tinas here and see what he's gonna put up through sector 2. It's probably gonna be purple. I would imagine he's 2/10 up. He lost a little time on that second sector. He almost mounted the curb a little too much coming out there. Very curved straight going into 27. Yes, you heard me right. Say 27 as he clankered the back of the straight there, or not the back of the straight, the back of the car on the straight. And I think Piney Tinas actually put it on pole. Yes, he did. I don't know by how much, because it just literally went over to him. We got Piney Tinas, who put it on pole by 0.04 of a second on Jelt there. So it's Piney Tinas on pole, Jelt in second, Amy Jr. in third, ZN in fourth, Jenga Boy in fifth, Ekash Charlie 6th, Eloi Kono in 7th, Ali in 8th, Jack Hockey 9th. Wow. Jack Hockey all the way back in 9th. Hilly in 10th, Cornish Cuck 11th, J Ray 12th, Konzo 13th, Rosa 14th, Prentice 15th, Almanac 16th, Ugirl 17th, Matty Robo 18th, Cornish Mantis 19th, and Nisula, unfortunately, disqualifying himself in the pit lane, will start last. Going off of last night, starting last is not the worst thing in the world as long as you're very cautious and know where and when to attack. I did not have an attacking car last night. I started in the back. I just was banking on safety cars bringing me back into play and or everybody else taking themselves out. It worked very well for me. I should probably see if the settings are correct. That'd probably be a good thing because we've had problems with this all week. Looks good, looks good. Okay. Short quality, dynamic realistic, strict immersive standard on, formation lap off, red flags off, okay, reverse standard, collisions on discard, okay. Alright, we look good. We do look good. Just waiting to see what everybody else is going to do. Podium predictions are always welcome in the chat as well. Oh, Jelt didn't get off the line at all. That was a little brutal there. Actually, we're going to see what tires everybody's going to be on, so we'll do this. Mr. Tinas is on those medium compound tires. He's starting from pole. Jelt is somewhere in the pack there. Actually, no. Yeah, he's behind a McLaren, or a Mercedes, rather. He's in P2. He's starting on the softs. Amy Jr. third on the mediums. ZN on the mediums and fourth. Jenga fifth in the mediums. Charlie sixth on the mediums. Kono seventh on the mediums. Ali on the hards in P8. Jack Hockey P9 on the softs. Hilly P10 on the mediums. Cornish Cuck on the mediums. P11. J Ray on the hards in 12th. Konzo 13 on the medium. Rosa Sky, both Ferraris in 14th and 15th of Rosa and Jay Prentice are on the softs. Almanac on the mediums. Ugirl on the mediums. Matty Robo on the hards. Cornish Mantis on the mediums. And Nisula on the hards. We have a very bold prediction indeed. Piney Tinas, Hilly, and ZN on the podium. I am gonna go, honestly, I just have a feeling it's going to end up being something crazy. I think Mr. Tinas is going to run away here. I think he's got the pace to do it and stay there. I think Jelt, as long as he could avoid any collisions or anything, I think 1-2 is going to remain as it is. But my wild card, I'm going to put a reach out from... You know what? I think I'm going to put a reach out from all the way back in P20. I'm going to go to Nisula here tonight. I, I just feel the Deathstorm vibes from last night coming over and doing something. So I'm going to go Tinas, Jelt, and Nasula myself. As everybody's going to be getting ready to get into their grid slots here. Got a terrible camera angle here, so we're going to go on board here, as he's already pointed his car, as ZN has been disqualified for the from the formation lap, so he's going to be starting 1.5 miles back. Nasula's coming into it now. There we go. And here we go. 1 light, 2 light, 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go here at Saudi Arabia. Tiny Tinas gets a great jump off the line into turn 1. We got some calamity going on in the back, so we're going to go back into this. What is going on back here? Hilly's already up. Jack Hockey's also making up positions. Jenga Boy and Amy Jr. are fighting. That's for P4 right now. Back in the pack, you have Charlie and Ali, and then you have Jay Prentice and Konzo as well. Jack Hockey passing Hilly for P6. Hilly is, he's up, but now he's going to end up being stationary. Nice. They played nice through Sector 1. That's a win. They played nice through Sector 1, and we have Ali, Charlie, and Connell here fighting for P8. We have a potential DRS train forming from, it looks like P8 all the way back at this point in time. So we're going to go off the tire graphic now. Ooh, what is going on up here? Oh my god. Jelt past Mr. Tinas. I didn't see that. McLaren's right now are at 2-3. Jelt not only staying away from the trouble, he actually advanced. It's right now Red Bull 1-4 and a McLaren sandwiched in between them. My goodness. What is going on here up front? The McLarens are fighting. Jelt is there in the lead. Jenga's there. Jack Hockey's there. It could potentially bring Hammy Jr. into play as well. Jelt sets the fastest lap, not surprising given the fact that he's there. So, whoa! Jack Hockey passing Jenga Boy for P4, P4. Jenga taking it right back. Nasula has 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. I believe he got some wing damage early on, by the looks of it, as Jack Hockey spins it out. Oh my god! Did not see that one. He has no front left end plate, so he's going to struggle all the way back to the pits now. Jack Hockey does have a missing end plate as, whoa! What is going on here? That Aston Martin of Almanac right in the middle of the way too. Matty Robo is already made up the position on Jack Hockey. Kono was actually the Williams that spun out. I didn't catch that either. A lot of stuff going on here that I'm not catching. We have Cornish Cook out on the lone. J Ray kind of ran wide there. Jay Prentice is all over the back of him. You have J Ray and Konzo there too. They're fighting wheel to wheel here. 4 or 5 abreast almost at this point in time. They're just blanketing each other. It's allowing Cornish Cook to get away a little bit, as we're going to have ourselves a nice little battle. Cornish Cook is right now in no man's land. We'll go back up to the front end of the pack here. It seems like it's settled down. Jelt is in the lead. ZN is in P2. Piney Tinas in P3. Jenga P4. Amy, that's your top 5, with Hilly right all over the back of him, and Ekosh Charlie over that. So the front 7 may potentially become a DRS train. As J Ray is into the pits, he must have had damage as well. Jack Hockey, we already knew would. Oh, we have a spinning Alpine. We have debris flying somewhere. I don't know who it is. It is Matty Robo. Matty Robo is missing his front left end plate as well. These guys have been relatively calm and docile through the first 2.5 laps, which is kind of surprising. There goes Nasula. He's definitely going to be hoping for a safety car somewhere down the pike, as well as J Ray, Jack Hockey, and Mr. Connell here. Going through the field in reverse. Let's see where everybody's going to be sitting at. Ali, oh my God, Charlie and Hilly got into it, dropping them all the way back. I don't know what happened there. I was just going right through the field and then just catching them going downward. Rosa's Sky, beautiful helicopter angle. He's going to have DRS on this. The two cars in front of him of his teammate Jay Prentice and Cornish Mantis, but Cornish Mantis is going to have the position over Jay Prentice rather, going into the hairpin, but the Ferraris are going to have DRS on the AlphaTauri coming back. It's going to be both of them. Let's see if the Ferraris try to swallow him up or if Mantis has too much straight line speed for him, which may be the case because he's not under threat now. He's definitely got straight line speed over the two Ferraris. Let's see if they have the cornering advantage. I probably wouldn't imagine that Jay Prentice does. He always is low trimmed out setups. Rosa maybe, I would assume, has a little bit more downforce, but... Well, the potential 7-car DRS train has turned into 5. Somewhat similar to Austria last week. Charlie is into the pits. He definitely had wing damage from that incident. He's going to drop all the way to the back of the pack now, so we'll go through here. We'll stay with Amy Jr. here as we get a bird's eye view somewhat of the four in front. He's got DRS. Let's see if he's going to stay with him on those medium compound tires as those two are fighting. That's Jenga Boy and Mr. Tinas. It's going to keep Amy Jr. within play here, so the top 5 are still going to be intact through the next lap for sure. Hilly and Matty Robo fighting for P13 as the Haas of Amy Jr. gets a little bit of a better run out of 27. He's still in contact, but it's going to be tough to pass, especially if you're the last car in a DRS train. As the McLaren of ZN diving in on the inside. Jelt has the inside for turn 2. They're banging wheels a little bit. Jelt's going to hold on for now. Piney Tinas takes advantage of it. He's trying to make the overtake on ZN, but fails to do so. Jelt holds on to the lead for now. ZN is still P2 and Mr. Tinas P3. Say as you were, but they're trying to poke out and overtake the Red Bull. Which, I don't know if I want to be the first in this DRS train or last in this DRS train. I definitely don't want to be in the middle of it. Because one wrong move could take out you and potentially 3 others. But if it happens up front, it's taking all of you out. Ooh, Jenga Boy looking to make the move on the outside. He's got the room. He's got the overtake done. Very nice maneuver by the Red Bull, putting himself into the podium places. Let's see if he has something for ZN, because Jenga had a terrible run out of the last corner there. Piney Tinas is going to try to cover it off. The McLarens are both covering it off. What a switchback move by Mr. Tinas. He may try to go for the double overtake. A very orchestrated double McLaren overtake attempt. It has not panned out so far. Only one half of the deal was done. Tinas overtook Jenga, but that was a great orchestrated attempt at a full frontal assault from both McLarens. Very good, clean racing from these two, so we'll visit that battle momentarily. The Cornish cousins are next to each other in Cornish Cook and Cornish Mantis. I say next to each other, but not on track, but in position-wise they are. As ZN, oh my god, ZN lost a lot of time there. I don't know what happened. Jenga letting ZN through? Does Jenga have wing damage? No, he might have just let him through. Oh, he might have had an illegal overtake of some sort, so that's going to break that action up just a wee little bit. Amy Jr. actually was the winner on all of that. He bolts up into P3. Tucked up behind Piney Tinas. Jenga Boy is out of the DRS range, so ZN, and Ali are going to need those front 3 to start battling if they want to pull back into that DRS train and make it a 6-car fight. As it sits, it's right now the front 3s and the next 3, and then it looks like 2, and then it's just going to be the stragglers from here on in. So, as we've already approached lap 6, EU2 has been the cleanest thus far. Knock on wood, please. No safety cars, nobody's DNF'd yet. Oh, they're starting to pull. Jenga's starting to pull the McLaren and the Mercedes along. It's almost within a second now. As we have our first 3-second time penalty of the night with our Ewer Grill. And he's into the pits. I wonder if he's got wing damage of some sort. Yep. As soon as I said wing damage of some sort, boom, wing damage. Jelt, Tinas, and Amy Jr. are all over this, and it actually brings Jenga back into play. He's going to bring the other 3 with him. It's going to turn into a 6-car fight now. So now it's the first 6, then the next 2. This is going to be one heck of a battle between these 6. Which I don't see ending anytime soon. Jenga has DRS, so he's going to be able to pull within, or at least attempt to pull within, as Piney Tinas goes on the outside, makes the move on Jilt into 27. Jilt's going to have DRS, though, on the McLaren, and Amy Jr. also is going to have it on him as well. So let's see what they do. Does the Red Bull just sit back and wait, or is he going to try to take it into turn 1? Tinas goes defensive. Jelt takes the move into 1. Gets the move done out of 2. But Piney Tinas is fighting back. Jelt has the inside part of the corner, so he's going to have to let him through. Oh my god, they bang wheels. Piney Tinas makes the move into the lead. Banging wheels, though, in the process. Nice move by the McLaren. Let's see how Jelt responds. It doesn't look like he's lost really anything of his front wing. Amy Jr. ran off there in the back, so he's now brought Jenga Boy back into play. Jenga Boy is looking to get on the inside of the Haas. And he has it on the inside. Let's see what they're going to do to the next chicane. This is the very tricky spot on the track for a lot of folks, especially with that outside wall. And all 6 negotiated through cleanly. Ali's hanging on now to the back of this, so he by happen circumstance here was brought into the lead fight. But to put yourself into that position, you got to be on the right spot on the track, and he is. And Zien's looking to make the move on Jenga Boy. Forces Jenga out a little wide there. Jelt may put. Oh, Amy! Oh my God! Zien and Jelt coming together at the last corner. Max Verstappened it. Unfortunately for them, that's going to bring them all the way down, potentially out of the top 10. Jelt has no front wing. He's coming in. Zien is going to carry on. Jelt ended up losing his front wing. He definitely needs a safety car here. That was a titanic struggle, a titanic battle for the lead. Looked like Jelt tried to cover it off, and Zien just got into the back of him. It releases Mr. Tinas here. He is now our leader. Amy is in second. And ZN has left the session. I wonder if he lagged out. Oh, Connell retired. And it's a virtual safety car. It's not a full safety car. He is in Sector 3 at the very beginning of it. That kind of halts the race action a little bit. It took 9 laps for it to happen, but we have our first retirement of the race. Hold our breath for a little bit. Catch our breath for a little bit, too. While it was 6 at one point. Just fighting it out for the lead and the scraps on the table. But right now it's Piney Tinas in the lead. Amy is coming in. Oh my God, what was that? Amy Jr. comes in. Piney Tinas kind of, it looks like he bolted back onto the track after committing, but I'm not 100% sure. I got a bad camera angle there. Zian is back in, so that's a good thing right there. Okay. Amy Jr. pitted. Konzo pit. Ooh, excuse me. Cornish Cuck pit. Rosa, Almanac, Jay Prentice, all of them had pit. As J-Ray gets docked with the drive-through for speeding under safety car. Piney Tinas, as we are off to the races again. As Zian has left the session, it looks like he retired? Did he retire on track, potentially? It says he DNF'd and then left and then rejoined, but it looks like it was a retire on track because his car is saying DNF'd and he was clearly moving. I don't know. EA is weird. Nasula got a time penalty there. He's sitting up in 9th right now, making my last podium prediction somewhat of a reality. I mean, he's halfway there, and we're not even halfway through the race yet. But right now it's Piney Tinas, Jenga Boy, and Ali in the top 3. You have Cornish Mantis 7 seconds adrift of this lead battle, sitting in P4. Hilly's in P5. Konzo in 6th. Cornish Cook in 7th. Jack Hockey 8th. His teammate for the evening is Sula in 9th. Amy Jr. rounding out the top 10. With Rosa Sky is right behind him in 11th. Almanac 12th. Jelt is back into 13th. He was looking solid so far and just got very unlucky and caught up in that mess. Jay Prentice in 14th, Matty Robo back in P15, J Ray 16th, Your Girl 17th, and Ekash Charlie in 18th. We lost Zien and Connell early on, just a little bit earlier on. Going back up here to the lead, we have a car that's might be Hilly. It is Hilly. Hilly might have clanked the wall. I don't have a good enough view to see if he has any wing damage because this is the view that they're giving me. He does not look like he has any substantial wing damage, if anything at all. So he'll continue on. Right now we'll go back to... We'll actually feature the battle for P8 right now between Hockey Nasula and Amy Jr. And Rosa Sky's actually involved in it as well, potentially, because he's right there. You have all Ferrari-powered engines in this quartet of the 2 Alfa Romeos, the Haas, and the Works Ferrari. Sorry, very parched this afternoon. It's dinner time over here in the U.S., so... Jack Hockey and Nasula. Nasula's actually under threat by Amy Jr. Nasula and Amy Jr. bang a little bit. Nasula holds onto the position for now, but Amy Jr. is going to have DRS as well. Nasula also had DRS on Amy, so on Jack Hockey rather. Ooh, a little bit of a weave there. It was a semi-dangerous move, but he's going to make it commit and make it stick. Amy Jr. up in the P9, Nasula right at the fringe point in P10. Rosa Sky's right there to jump all over any mistakes these two have, as we have a lag. As Kano has left the session. The one thing I don't like about this game is when somebody joins and or leaves. Ooh, Rosa mounted that curb like... Oh, it was bad. It was pretty mounted. One thing I don't like about this game is how laggy it is when somebody joins, rejoins, or leaves mid-session. Especially on a street track, it's not pretty. As the top 3 now will revisit the battle for the lead. these three are covered by a half a second to each other, so Mr. Tinas is under threat. He chose to go defensive to defend against the Mercedes. I think he should have defended against the Red Bull, to be honest, but Ali's got a great run out of 2, so he might prove me wrong here into 3. He just files back in. So it's the McLaren still in the lead. Jenga's still P2 and Ali in P3. They're going to file right back in play and go through another sector 1, nose to tail. Hockey and Amy Jr. Hockey now is up in the Amy Jr. is now up in the 8th. He passed both of the Alfa Romeos. And now next is Cornish Cook on his radar. Only a second and a half up the road. I don't like this sector 1. It's just weird. Weird, clunky, catawampus. Insert superlative here, is what I'll say. But Amy Jr. now putting distance on Jack Hockey behind him on those hard compound tires, as Jack Hockey is probably dying on those mediums. That was a lag and a half. Jeez. Cornish Cook still within, well, he's within 3.5 of Konzo, as Konzo and Hilly are now fighting for what is going to be P5. Piney Tinas is in the pit, so the first of the lead cars to blink, and we got a safety car. Why do we have a safety car? What happened? It seems like every car is moving. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Ah, that's what happened. There it is. He cussed Charlie. He has no front wing. That is what brought out the safety car. Okay. So now that bunches up the field, and Piney Tinas may have benefited significantly from this. Although we already know Ali and Jenga are going to pit. They have a free pit stop. And they have to follow the Delta, as Ekash Charlie does retire, and it might... Ooh. I don't know if that was on track. It might very well have been. Yeah, that might have been on track, but I'm not 100% sure. I won't speculate. He could have bent it for all I know. He probably had rear wing damage or something. So his makeshift teammate Urgrel is in the pits. He's changing his front wing, so he might have gotten into a collision with his own teammate for all we know as well, which is a little brutal. 21 seconds is the gap, so these two should be pitting, and in theory should still be ahead of Piney by the time they're out. Let's see what happens here. He is coming through the hairpin now. He's trying to run like a bat out of hell. And Piney Tinas may get there. It's a drag race. Let's see what happens. He's gonna get Jenga. Does he get Ali too? He does not. He funnels in the P2. Ali goes from third before the safety car into the lead. And they're on fresh softs, I would assume, at this point in time. No, Ali's on the medium compound tire, which is a very strange move. Piney Tinas is going to be rapid on those softs. So is Jenga. Konzo is looking to make those hards go to the end and hope and pray for something to happen. So is Amy Jr. Cornish Mantis should make it to the end. Cornish Cook definitely will. Hilly's looking for a mistake to happen. Jack Hockey should be alright. And the others are definitely going to be okay, between Rosa all the way down to 17th to Urgrel. Oh man, that is our race recap so far. position changes thus far. Cornish Mantis is up 13, our big mover right now. Ali is up 7, Kanzo's up 9, so there's your 3 biggest movers so far. Nusul is up 7 as well, but he's still back there in 13th. He's got a little while to go, about 10 laps to do it. Give or take a couple now on the safety car. It'll be 9. It should be 9 laps to go by the time the safety car is in. At least I would think, if my math is correct. Yeah, second, a minute and a half. That's just crazy. They got to come back all the way around. So that'll be interesting what they do. This is the lull in the action for me. I don't have a code to talk to about anything going on, about their day or their life or something random. So I apologize if it's a little too silent for you. I could actually take this time to potentially look at something in the Discord. Okay, so I do apologize. I'm just running through some of my Discord notifications while I have a lull in the action. Yeah, there should be 2 commentators. I mean, we're trying to find somebody, but just can't do it on occasion, so I do apologize. Finding somebody with the availability is a little tougher. And it's more of a select few, but if you're or anybody else is interested in joining yours truly on Wednesday nights, feel free to hit I believe that would be Matty Robo or Ricky up, and we could get Deathstorm a second. Hashtag 2 for Deathstorm. I have no idea why I said that. It just sounded right. So laps. Actually, the safety car will not be in this lap because there's still 2 stragglers in the back of J-Ray and Urgrel. And hey, Cam, if you're watching the stream, your Ferraris need to step it up a little bit. Aha, aha, aha. And for those on the EU side that know me, well, the AM side knows me very well. I try to stay unbiased in the booth, even though I do drive for Red Bull. Ferrari doing Ferrari things. Benotto at it again from the Shadow Realm. But I try to remain as unbiased as humanly possible. I just want to watch some good racing. Commentate on some good racing. Potentially interview some good racers. Alright, so we'll go through the tire graphic one more time. For those, because we did have a pit stop cycle there. Ali on the mediums, Tinas and Django on the softs. He's going to be under attack right away. Konzo and Amy are going to be on the hards. They're going to be looking for drivers to make mistakes. Mantis on the softs, Cornish Cuck on the mediums, Hilly on the hards, Hockey on the softs, Almanac down to Nasula on the mediums, Rosa on the hards, J. Ray Urgra on the mediums, Matty Robo on the softs, Jay Prentice on the mediums, and that is the back of the pack. This is going to be a little bedlam here. We are going to be approaching... Safety car should be in this lap, I would imagine. Yep, safety car's in this lap, so here we go. 18, 19, 20, 21, it'll be an 8-lap shootout for everybody here. We've only lost 3 so far at a full grid of 20, so that's very good standards for EU2's driving right now. Again, not the bedlam and carnage I kind of envisioned, but it works. We are going to go on board with Ali here. And it looks like he's already taken off. He's already got 8/10 on Piney Tinas. Almost 8/10 now. Piney is going to start closing that gap up as soon as he gets some clean air. It's already down to half a second, so here we go. In the back of the pack, a little further back here, we're going to go into P5 or P4 for Konzo. He's going to be all over, attacked by Amy Jr. Cornish Mantis and Cornish Cook are now together on track. Cornish Cook looks like he's struggling a little bit to get those tires up to temp, or struggling to get just familiar with the track. I can't even say the word. Holy crap! Terrible, terrible, terrible. Jack Hockey and Hilly for P9 or P8. Jelt back up into the top 10 on the inside of Almanac. Attempting to squeeze the Alfa Romeo or Aston Martin through, he does. So Red Bull is back up into the 10th position. As whoa, Jelt's off there. It looked like Hilly got a little unfortunately loose there. Jelt was able to take the position, and we got 4 wide potentially going into the end of sector 2. We have 5 cars within, fighting for that one space. Hilly forces Almanac off the track a little bit. Oh my god, carnage behind. 6 cars there. Rosa Sky and J-Ray almost getting unfortunate there. I don't know if Jelt got any damage. We're going to find out who's going to come into the pits now. I don't think Jelt actually got any damage there, but Hilly should be safe. Let's see who comes in. We're going to have Almanac and Nasula? Yeah, Almanac and Nasula into the pits, and Nasula almost breaks right through it. Unfortunate for them. It was very clean, very tight there for a second, but just wrong place, wrong time, fighting for the same spot on the track. Matty Robo's back up into P13 again, as now Jelt's up in the 9th. It looks like it's settled down here a little bit. As I say that, you have Jack Hockey, Cornish Mantis, and Konzo here for P5. That's 5 through 7 battling it out, with Cornish Cook on the outskirts of it. Potentially can make it a 4-car battle, and if they keep battling, Jelt could get himself back into it. This is definitely going to be the most interesting battle on the track right now. I want to go back to the lead eventually, but right now it's going to be this for the fringe points. Mantis got by Konzo. Jack Hockey is getting by Konzo as well. Cornish Cook is going to be next to make the move. Let's see what Konzo is going to do to react to the Alfa Romeo and the AlphaTauri. Too many Alphas in Formula 1 nowadays. Holy moly. It should be just Alpha Red, Alpha Blue. You just differentiate the two. Matty Robo up in the P12, overtaking Rosa. Seems like it's settled down now into the pack a little bit. So maybe Piney Tinas is still 8/10 of a second behind. He's not making the gains that I thought he would, as Jenga Boy passes him up into P2. Let's see what Jenga Boy's going to do. It's a second and a half between the two. Nasula and Almanac's into the pits. Nasula, Rosa Sky's also into the pits. So Nasula gaining those two free spots there. We'll keep an eye on that gap. It's down to 1.2 for the lead between Jenga Boy and Ali. Piney Tina seems like he's fallen away a little bit. Not what I expected out of last week's winner, especially since he had the pace early on. Konzo looks like he's finally settled into P7. Cornish Cuck is still in P8, but he's going to be under attack. And Amy Jr. spins it out. Oh my goodness. I do not know what pole time was for AM2 last night, even though I raced it. I wasn't paying attention to pole time because I was stuck in 15th. Jelt making the move on Konzo for P6. Jelt's trying to move up into the field right now, as it looks as Piney Tinas is out. That's going to be a VSC toward the latter part of the race. It's going to neutralize this mess. Cornish Mantis moves up into third right now. Very unfortunate for Piney Tinas there. Oh, the McLaren was doing so well, but he looked like he was having trouble on the latter part of that stint to keep the car pointing in the right direction, and unfortunately for him, it is the truth. Now, it says VSC on the screen, but I see a yellow dot. There you go. Texas Tornado had it last night. 27-4. I see a yellow dot. Meaning, is that the actual safety car? Because on my screen it says virtual. And okay, I see the light. It says safety car. I caught it. Alright, alright. I have no idea why it would say virtual safety car then on my screen. As you guys see on the chat, on the stream, it says virtual safety car, while the dot is on the track and the track says just SC. So EA, fix your game. But right now, that's going to neutralize everything. Ali is in the lead. Right now, Red Bull is sitting in second with Jenga, with Cornish Mantis up in third. I did not expect to see Cornish Mantis up here, so that's a very good drive by the AlphaTauri. Alright, well, I'll take you guys' word for it. Obviously, I see it now, so, I mean, I really can't dispute it. It's just a glitch that I'm going to have to deal with, potentially. Which is fine. There it is. It just changed over to full safety car while the safety car is on track. Interesting. Alright, so 21-22. Safety car is gonna probably be in within the next lap or two. It has to be within the next lap or two. If it gives us a 2-lap shootout or a 3-lap shootout, we'll find out at the end of this sector. If it gives us a 3-lap shootout, it's going to give us 23, 24. It's going to give us DRS on the last lap. If it goes past 23 and goes into 24, we are not going to have DRS for the rest of the race. So we'll see what the game gives us. It's gonna not give us DRS, so we are gonna be straight raw power from here on in. Whoever's the luckiest will be the winner. I'll tell you what, though, this is gonna get very interesting. Very interesting battles developing. Ali has been holding off. He's done just enough to get himself in the right position. But again, I don't necessarily think I want to be in the lead in this position, because you know everybody's coming after you. Cornish man, oh no, we are not. No, what? We're gonna try to get Cornish Mantis back in here. We are gonna try to get Cornish Mantis back in here if I can. Get in here. That's our third position right now, and everybody seems like they're trying to get Cornish Mantis back in. Oh, Saudi Arabia has a tendency of doing this. Yeah, it's going to be definitely a two-lap shootout now. Let's see if Cornish gets back in here. I would love to see him back in here and fight this out for the podium, potentially a win. Penalties aren't really in play at the moment either, so this will be very, very interesting what happens and see what develops between everybody. We still have 16 runners on lap 23 going into lap 24. Everybody is within a shot of points here, as it should be. Alright, let's get ready. Buckle up your chin straps, tighten your seatbelts, sit back in your chairs and enjoy. Because this two-lap shootout is going to be mantic craziness as Ali is backing everybody up. He is waiting to see, waiting. He's got everybody moving like snails. And he is going. Jenga is already gone as well. Cornish Mantis is down 9/10. That AI, Cornish Mantis did not get back in time. And now the AI is going to get involved here. Jack Hockey is going to end up passing him. Cornish Mantis is not going to be able to fight his podium on track, which is very unfortunate. Oh my goodness, Jack Hockey getting involved in the mess there. Bringing everybody to a screeching halt. Konzo made it through. Jelt made it through as well. Wow, Jelt made it through into P3 out of all that mess. Hilly's up into P8. Cornish got knocked down to P9, so we're going to go back up here. Jack Hockey's in P5. Konzo's in P4. He is a second and a half back of Jelt in the last podium position here tonight. But now the battle is going to be between Ali and Jenga Boy. Let's see what happens here on the penultimate lap. This is going to be the penultimate time they go through the end of Sector 2. And we have a helicopter view, so I'm going to stay on board with this. At the end here, we're going to go through the little curvatures of 26 and 27 for the second to last time here tonight. Jenga Boy's only within 3/10, and he is on the soft compound tires, so Ali may be in trouble here on the final lap. Again, DRS is not going to be in play, so it's just going to be raw pace and to see if Jenga Boy can pull it off. But Ali's got straight line speed like nobody's business. He already gained another couple of tenths of a second, and we are now on the final lap. We have potential carnage about ready to happen in the back. It looked like Konzo in the distance was a little further off the track. As Amy retired from the session, he did it in the pit lane, so this is probably the safest bet. Yurgo and Rosa fighting for P14, but I'm going to stay on board here. It's now up to 6/10 of a second. Ali is doing just enough here to try to hold out, but the gap is starting to close now. 4/10 of a second now with a half a lap to go. Jenga's going to have to pull something out of his bag of tricks if he wants to give himself the win. 2/10 of a second. He's going to have to commit into the end of Sector 2, potentially make a last second dive into 27. Oh my gosh, here we go. This is going to set up for the... They're going to drain the battery now. Let's see what's going to happen. They're both pretty much identical on battery. So this will be interesting. Jenga Boy is going to look to make a move. He's committing to the outside. He's going to have a potential better run, looking for the switchback underneath, but he's not going to get it. Ali is going to win here in Saudi Arabia. What a race by the Mercedes. Red Bull is going to finish in second and third here between Jenga and Jelt. Konzo, Jack Hockey, Cornish Mantis finishes P6, J-Ray 7th, Cornish Cuck 8th, Matty Robo 9th, Almanac 10, Prentice right outside the points on 11th, Nasula 12th, Rosa Sky 13th, Your Girl 14th. He's crossing the line now, and then Hilly's going to be crossing the line, being our last finisher in P15 here tonight. Oh my goodness. Just like last night, just like the night before, we've seen so many close finishes here in Jeddah this week, and tonight was no exception. The final results will come up in a moment. Just let me get through the podium celebration here. Last night in AM2 it wouldn't allow me to do it, so, or it wouldn't allow Cam to do it. But the Mercedes on the top step of the podium tonight, getting the win here in Jeddah with Jenga Boy in P2 and Jelt in P3. So great points haul for the Red Bull duo. We'll go through the final results once the screen comes into play here. We have Ali winning the race here tonight. Jenga P2, Jelt P3, Konzo P4, Jack Hockey P5, Cornish Mantis P6, J-Ray 7th, Cornish Cuck 8th, Matty Robo into the points in 9th from 18th. Cornish Cuck also into the points from P19 up to 6th. So honestly, that's probably my driver of the day right there, Cornish Mantis. Matty Robo, like I said, P9, Almanac 10th, Prentice 11th, Nasula 12th, Rosa Sky 13th, Your Girl 14th, Hilly 15th, and we lost Amy Jr., Piney Tinas, Ecos Charlie, ZN, and Kono. Absolutely chaotic, like I envisioned that it would be toward the end. It lived up to the billing for sure. No podium interviews here tonight. I do not know who is PS and who is not, so we will forego that for another week. With that being said, absolutely chaotic race yet again from these two, from EU2 rather. Join us later on tonight for AM1. That is 3 a.m. over in the UK, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for us here in the States, and that is hosted by Lane Everingham. And then rounding out the Contest of Speed action for round 2 here in Jeddah, tomorrow will be EU1, same time as tonight. With that being said, for everybody in EU2, I am Deathstorm, and we will see you guys next week when we go around Catalunya, Barcelona.